If you're looking to visit multiple countries, the easiest way to do that is simply to look next door, and this has become one of my favorite ways to explore new places. This is the A to Z of travel, your 26-day guide to traveling smarter. Today, we're talking about N for neighboring countries and how exploring this can help you get more out of the same trip. When I was planning our trip to the Netherlands, I decided to look at the map and check which countries were nearby. I realized that Belgium, Germany, France, and Luxembourg were all next door. Belgium ended up being the most affordable and the closest option to my base in Amsterdam, so that's what we went with. That experience really shifted how I think about travel. Visiting neighboring countries is such an underrated hack because if you're already in one country, you've probably unlocked access to 2 or 3 more without even realizing it. We often think of each country as a separate big trip, when in reality, borders in some parts of the world are really easy to cross. Another benefit is that it usually requires less planning than starting a brand new trip from scratch. You don't have to think about booking new flights or arriving at a completely different airport. The logistics is easier to manage because you're already nearby and you're just extending your experience. Transport is also a major hack to exploring neighboring countries. Within Europe especially, intercountry travel is pretty straightforward. Shout out to Flixbus for making cross-border travel more accessible. We took a 4-hour Flixbus from Amsterdam Sloterdijk to Brussels, and it was a very long ride, but we prepped for it. We had snacks, I had playlists, and then movies and all of that downloaded. And it felt worth it to wake up in one country and spend the day exploring another. The best part is that this lets you explore more countries within the same trip, and sometimes you can even do it as a day trip like we did. That means you don't necessarily need extra accommodation, more time off work, or a completely new itinerary. You're just being a bit more intentional with the location you've already chosen. Traveling smarter sometimes just means zooming out on the map. Before you plan your next trip, check which countries are nearby and look at train or bus routes between them. You might realize that your next destination is much closer than you think. I'll see you tomorrow for letter O.